Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Creations by Gwili. I'm Gwili. Ed's kind of behind the camera, but hopefully he'll have his act together in a second and be able to catch your comments. Let me see. Make sure we're on. And that Facebook is actually going to... Okay, I see us. Okay, I think we're on, ready to go. Okay, tonight we're at day 3 of our trees. Trees, trees, and more trees. And I still have more trees back there to show y'all. Tonight we're going to do what I'm calling a stuffed fabric tree. And you can actually, I'm just going to give you suggestions. You can make it any size you want to make it. Very simple, but you can make it large. You can make it small. You can actually put it on a dowel to use it as a pick in something or in a plant or something like that. It's all done the same way, okay? So I've got my glue gun with my fabric glue over here heating. So I'll start by telling you I have a big one and a little one. I just cut a triangle, a large one and a small one. We're going to start with the large one. If we have time, we might do the small one. But I just got this for my pattern. And then I took a piece of foam board. I did one for the small one too. And it doesn't have to be exact, but you want your back of your tree to have a little bit of substance, so that we're going to actually take this dowel rod and put up in it. And this gives me something really good to glue that to. I'm probably going to do that before I cut out my fabric. And this is going to allow me to cut out the fabric. Okay, so and you don't have to use foam board. It's just good because it's lightweight and it's pretty thick, and it will go between our fabric. So I just need to kind of decide.
Ann Travis says hi, Julie.
Hi, Ann. I want to decide about. I want to give it some substance there. I'm going to just kind of glue it right in the middle.
Barbara Rosecrans says watching and folding paper.
Pages. Yeah. They do make pretty trees, though. Did y'all see where I posted some ideas on my Facebook page today for your trees, if you wanted to decorate them? Okay.
Sharon Hunter said hi, and Janice McMatters, Waters, it's first time watching.
Hi, Janet. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hopefully you'll see something that you like and that you'll come back and join us. Normally I go live on Mondays and Thursdays, but this week I'm doing a live every night because I have so many different trees. So what I did is I just took a piece of newspaper and cut me a pattern in a triangle, and then I cut out a piece of foam board that's just going to help stabilize my tree. And right now I'm just gluing this dowel. I had this dowel left from last year. Do you remember when we did the fabric trees to where I stripped the fabric and tied it in knots up the thing? This is left over from last year. But
Karen said no work tomorrow since hurricane is coming tonight.
Now, Karen, what major city are you close to? I couldn't remember. So I'm just wondering. It looks like there's a lot of the Florida coast that the hurricane's going to miss on the east coast, because it's going to go across and then up. But I wasn't sure how close you're going to be to this one. Okay.
Tampa. She says Tampa.
Okay.
Y'all gonna get a double dose.
Okay, so I'm going to put this over to, so that's the size of my tree. It's going to be a little bit larger than the foam board. So I'm going to put this, lay this over there so it can be drying. And I don't want to put any pressure on it. I want it to lay down flat. Okay, I'm actually going to use pinking shears. There's two ways you could do this. You could take this, and I'm going to pin it to my fabric, and I am using, I told Ed he wouldn't like the tree tonight because it's not green. I'm going to do a more primitive tree, but you can do this with any fabric. And I'm going to cut both pieces at the same time.
She said she's on the west coast and the eye will cross over us.
And then go up, yeah. Well, I think maybe it won't be too bad, because, I mean, it's just supposed to be.
She's on the west coast. She's on this side. She's camping.
But it's going to go over and then up. The front that we're having here in Texas is keeping it from going into the Gulf. So that's good for us. But it looked like it was going to kind of go across Florida and then curve and go all the way up through the middle. Okay, so I'm using...
She's made 3 trees and working on making candle holders.
Good. Okay. This is some material that I coffee stained. I forgot what I was making with them, but something we did here a couple of months ago, I coffee stained a bunch of material. And that's what this is. So this is going to be our back and this is going to be our front. And I want to cut them together. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can use your pinking shears, and that's what I'm going to do. Or you can just cut it straight and then glue it and then turn it wrong side out to where you have a puffy tree. I want the ragged edges on the edge. So I'm gonna pin this pattern.
Karen Marie says, hello Julie and Ed, hope all is well. And Ann Travis said I've made 2 ribbon bow toppers for my tree, and it's a 4-foot tree that don't need a big bow.
Well, good for you. The bow you sent me, the picture of, looked really nice. I'm glad you're enjoying your Bodabra. All right, I'm pinning my pattern to my material so it doesn't slip on me. And I'm going to trace it. Actually, I may not trace it. I may just cut. But I'm going to go bigger than the pattern because I want to glue the edges. And like I said, you would do the same thing for the small tree. And no certain size. You decide how big you want it. I really didn't measure. I made sure that my material, I didn't want to go bigger than my material because I wanted my stripes to go across, not up and down. So we're just taking a second to do this. And I hope I can get my pinking shears. They're pretty old, but hopefully I can get them to go through both pieces of material. We'll see here. That's kind of a thick material, but oh yeah. All right, so I'm just going to kind of go maybe 1/4 of an inch larger than my pattern, because my pattern is the size of my foam board, and I want this to sit over. And I did try to iron this a little bit right before we went live, but it's still a little wrinkled.
I agree with you, Miss Barbara. Welcome to the new people.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. We have a good time here. We have a good group of ladies. We're always looking for something new and fun, easy, inexpensive. Okay, so I'm just gonna doesn't have to be exact. I mean, just a little bit larger, and the reason I'm doing that is to give me a little bit of room to go around that foam board and glue my material. I'm going to go right below that line. Okay, let me kind of see here. get those corners just a little bit closer. Okay. So I'm going to take my pattern off. And even if you decide to do these as small trees, it's done the same way. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do,
Miss Janice wants to know how large is the tree.
I didn't measure it, to tell you the truth, but my pieces are 10 inches across at the bottom and probably about 12 inches, a little more than 12 inches, maybe 12 and a half. But it's any size you want to do it. My smaller pattern is just 6 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 inches across and 7 inches wide, tall. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and hopefully it's bigger than my foam. See, the only thing about doing this first is this thing gets in the way and it won't lay down flat, so I have to push it off a little bit. All right, doesn't give me a whole lot of room, but somewhat. So what I'm going to do is put my glue here on the back of, oops, I don't want the fabric glue. So I'm just going to run some glue on the back here. And just kind of cover up this for the back of our tree. We'll see if I can get it back down here kind of even before I put it down. Okay. Got a little more on one side than I do the other, but that's okay. But see, by having your foam here and not just the stick, it gives you a good bit of stability. So then what we're going to do is take this part and start gluing at the top. And see, we won't get a whole lot of stuffing in there here at the top. And I'm using fabric glue.
Miss Ann wants to know where you find the fabric glue sticks.
I'm pretty sure I ordered them on Amazon, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Walmart didn't carry them. But when I ordered my fabric glue gun, I ordered the glue sticks too. All right, I probably, see, this is why I make one ahead of time. In hindsight, of course, it'll still be fine. We're going to stuff it a little bit, but I'm not going to be able to put a whole lot of stuffing in there because my edges won't. I didn't cut far enough out. See, like right there, I'm not going to put any stuffing. So what I'm going to do is just do one side. I'm going to have to lay that off the table and come down just a little at a time, and then we're going to, the fabric glue sticks look like this. But now this is a mini, but they're white. They're not clear. And I'm not positive about the fabric glue. I don't know if I like it any better than the regular glue. Not sure it holds any better. I think it was pumpkins I used it on before. And to me it seemed like it came loose in a couple of places. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put in, all I'm using for my stuffing, y'all, is an old pillow that I had in the closet. So the stuffing is really different. See, it's just, it's not like the good stuffing, but I ran out of the regular stuffing. So I'm having to use this. But it will be fine.
The new lady wants to know, what is the bottom of the stand? I missed that.
It is just, actually you can use these little wood rounds that you can get from Hobby Lobby or Michael's probably. I'm thinking even Walmart has them. This is actually a circle that Ed cut last year and drilled a hole in and put a dowel rod in it. I had him make me up several of these last year because we made those trees to where you rip the fabric and tie it and make a fabric tree that you can fluff. And this one's just left over from that.
But I just took 1/4-inch plywood, cut it in a circle, and popped a hole in it and stuck a dowel rod in.
Yeah. But you can use those round. Okay, I'm trying to decide here. I'm going to put a little stuffing, but I'm not going to put a whole lot, mainly to kind of cover that. We for sure probably will do the little one, and I'm going to do something different. I didn't give myself, note to self, cut probably 1 inch from your pattern. Because if you're going to put much stuffing in there, you've got to have some room here. This is the first time I've actually used that foam board, and it does take up some room, so there's not much stuffing in this tree. All right, I'm going to push that in a little bit, and we're going to use the fabric glue right here. On this edge. I don't have a whole lot of experience with fabric glue. Yeah, I should be using my little finger thing. And I'm just doing a little bit at a time until we get to the larger down here. So it's not going to have a whole lot of stuffing, but we're going to decorate it anyway. It would be fine if I didn't put any stuffing at all, but I want a little bit over the stick.
Well, Christmas trees aren't flat anyhow, but I don't believe I've ever seen a red and white stripe.
Well, you know, sometimes people can put so many decorations on them that you can't see the green tree anyway. Don't you know?
Yeah.
Whoops. But I wanted to do one kind of primitive with this. Oh, watch the glue and the stuffing. And you can always go back and kind of trim the edge. Now I've got that old cotton stuffing all over my fingers.
Miss Ann told me that times change and trees do too.
That's right. You've got to get with the seasons and the fashions, the fads.
Yeah, I've always been such a slave to fashion.
Yeah.
I still got my wingtips and my bell bottom.
I wouldn't doubt it. In there in the closet. To me, the fabric glue comes out weird too. You set it down and it just pours onto your little mat. And then you try to get it onto your fabric, and it's really weird.
Thank you for the sprinkle, Miss Carrie.
Carrie, I hope you're feeling better.
And Travis says the belly button jeans are back in.
I've gotten where I don't wear jeans a whole lot. I like the leggings and the polyester pants with the elastic waist. Girl's best friend. Okay, so we're going to have a little stuffed tree. How about that? Not going to be stuffed a whole lot.
Thank you for the sprinkle, Miss Ann.
And I'm just running this fabric glue just a little at a time on both sides.
Care said I'm doing better, but it's not very good not being able to craft.
Yeah.
She said she had several
It's
artists to work on.
It's basically, well, that's a good thing, though. It's basically therapy. And okay. So now I think I can put just, if I put very much here, see, my ends won't meet at all. So I just have to do a little bit. Just so you don't kind of see that. I'm going to do this side first because it's the closest, right there on the edge. Ah. Well, I've got to get up here where I can see it. Ow! I don't have much room to work with there, and my fingers keep getting glue on them, and I'm going to go all the way down to the end this time. And hopefully...
I just took a screenshot.
Okay. Did you see the names?
Yeah.
Okay, Ed just took a screenshot. That's how you get your name in our blessing bag. Just sometime during the video, he does screenshots, and if you have made a comment.
Ann Travis, the new lady, Miss Janice, and Carrie Marie.
Okay. The new lady is Miss Janice?
Yes, Janice.
Okay. I think...
I'm fixing to butcher her name, but Mac Waters for Cindy.
Ooh, long. Well, I'm glad you're here, Miss Janice.
I probably butchered it, and I'll apologize.
Sounded pretty good.
I apologize.
Okay, so I'm just slowly kind of pushing this up in here where it's had time to... And now you can forget the foam board and make yours very fluffy if you want to. Or just cut, like I said, a bigger piece where you have more room. I ended up not having a whole room, a lot of room.
She said I got it right.
Oh, you're better at pronouncing names than I am. Which, you know, with a name like I've got, you don't worry about if you get somebody's name right too much. I mean, I don't worry about if anybody calls me something different, and I've been called all kinds of things. Usually Gwili. And once you get that in your head, it's hard to get it out. So I don't usually stress over it. I tell everybody, just call me G, be done with it. That's what the grandkids do. I had a daycare for 33 years, and all the kids called me G. In fact, originally my business was Creations by G, and that's why my email is still that. But when I got ready to open an Etsy shop, you wanted something that no one else would have. And there were a couple of like Creations by G, believe it or not. One of them was a building company or something. So I thought, well, I'm just going to change it to Creations by Julie. Nobody else is going to have that unless my granddaughter decides to open a store. She'd have to use her middle name.
Miss Janice wants to know how you pronounce your name, Miss Julie.
Julie. It's like Julie, only it's Julie. It's Welch. Here, how many years ago was it, Ed, that we went to Israel? 4 years ago. We went to the Promised Land and took a tour in Israel and stuff, and one of the tour guides was from Wales. And I asked him about it. And I know it's very popular there. They have a Gwili River, a Gwili Railroad, and he told me there it's pronounced Gwili, Gwili, Gwili,
Gully, yeah.
Gwili. And I could see how that would get changed. So when we got home, my daughter, she's the Google expert, you know, and she was very curious about that. And she actually Googled Gwili Railroad and found a video with a conductor talking about the railroad and everything, and she wanted to see how he pronounced it. And sure enough, that's pretty much what he said. She had to stop it and rewind it several times, but it was Gwili. But I'm Julie. Like Julie, only J. All right, I'm going to cut just a little bit. I'm going to wait till it dries. I have a little bit of my back right there that I can see. All I have now to do is the bottom, and then we're going to decorate it. So if you don't see it spelled, it's not hard. You just think Julie, and it's Julie. But I've been called all kinds of things. Okay. Making sure my front and my back match. It really is easier to work with that without this round thing. If I was just doing this and this wasn't already put together, I would have put the dowel in here and then waited to glue my dowel. But this was already put together, so I didn't have any choice. We're going to go right to the dowel rod, and then I'm just going to kind of check. I just love this material. I have it in blue also. Okay, so we're going to come right here on this side of the dowel rod. And it may not be perfectly evenly, but you know, even the little stuffed trees you buy at Hobby Lobby and stuff, they're not perfect.
Carolina says she likes the stripes too.
I like the primitive country look. By having that foam board in there, it makes it pretty easy to get your material together too. Got a little string here. All right, that's dry, so I'm going to trim that up just a hair and hope I don't get the glue. But definitely, if you go to do one like this, you can go ahead and put your dowel rod on and stuff, but just don't put your bottom on because it'll be easier to deal with. Okay, that's kind of what we've got right now.
Straighten this tip.
This? Yeah. I'm going to cover it anyway. You know I'm not going to leave it like that. Okay.
And Travis says it looks old-fashioned.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, is a primitive look. So now I'm going to lay it down, and I think what I want to do to decorate it, I have some rusty bells, I have a rusty star, and I think I'm going to take, this was some strips we had left, and if it matches okay, I don't want to do the real white. Nope, those are too short. Those may all be too short. There's a long one. Yeah, that's about the same material. So let's get a couple of these. That one's really long, isn't it? Okay. These were just some evidently I had ripped when we were making something. Don't know what. But it's definitely long. I think what I want to do is just put a couple of stripes across it, kind of like garland. Okay, so I'm going to cut that a little longer. And then I'm just going to kind of start here at the bottom and glue that. I already used one glue stick already. That's how quick. Okay. I got glue strings everywhere. We're just going to take that and fold it over. And then I'm going to kind of straighten it up a little bit and just, you know, it doesn't matter that it looks like it needs ironed or whatever. And I'm going to glue it here on the back. And give that fabric glue a chance to sit up. Then I'm going to take another strip and do it right here. Most of this stuff you can do pretty quickly. Like that. And you don't need a whole lot. But you could decorate this any way you wanted to. I'm going to put some glue right here. Okay, ladies, and don't forget, all this month you get 20% off anything in my Etsy shop that you might see you like. And use the code LIVEBONUS, all caps. And it's just for those watching the lives. Or the replay. I mean, to me, a live and a replay. I very seldom, I used to just watch a lot of lives. I'm so busy now, I very seldom have time to watch anybody else's lives. All right, I'm going to go all the way across with that one.
Carrie Marie said she was hoping to buy one of the Hobby Lobby elves, but everything she looked at was broke.
Aw. I heard Hobby Lobby had their Thanksgiving stuff and fall stuff 75% off, and Christmas 60%. But I really don't need anything. I have one whole crate that's overflowing with ribbon that hasn't been opened. Then I have another crate that's overflowing with ribbon that is open. I've got so much Christmas stuff, I don't need to buy anything else. Okay. So that kind of got that. Now you just kind of have to decide how you want to decorate. I think I want to take, that's not long enough. I think I want to take some of these ribbons and kind of, for the top, and kind of make just a fabric bow.
Miss Janice says that it's very cute, and so does Karen.
Thank y'all. We'll have to have a vote as to what's our favorite tree we've done this week. So far, I like them all. I don't know if I'll get to keep all mine once my daughter comes over. I usually let her pick out something she wants for her decor. All right, I'm going to open this back up because I need like a couple of strips a little longer, because I think I'm going to put a bow up there.
I wish they'd take on more stuff.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. It looks like Hobby Lobby throwed up in our house.
That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
Carrie Marie said she'll go back and watch the others.
Yeah, the one last night's really interesting. If you have any old books and stuff, Let's see if I can rip this one. You just got to get all these strings once you rip. And I don't want, you know, a whole lot. Maybe one more of these. Just real thin. Then I have to decide if I'm going to use buttons. Ed was like, "Oh Lord, you drug out those red buttons again."
Yeah, and Travis says have a ribbon set.
I should. I should put together a box. Put it on my Etsy shop. It seemed like I did that one time before. Nobody seemed interested, so I didn't. And then you look at the ribbon and you're like, "But I don't want to get rid of that. That's so pretty." All right, I think what I'm going to do is just make a bow at the top. I'm not sure these are long enough. Just kind of a, it's nowhere near even. I don't want it to hang down too far. Because I think I might put a rusty star up there, too. Now, I can make other bows by hand, but y'all, I am not a...
Ann said the one I received in my Bodabra box was very pretty.
Yeah, I call that sweater ribbon, because it reminds me of, like, the sweaters. Okay, not sure about that, but let's see. I thought about hanging a tag. I got a little tag that says Joy. And then I thought about some buttons here. Maybe with some rusty, and this is where you can spend a lot of time, just stuff like this. And you don't want too many. Let's see. Just a little bit of decoration is all you want. Okay, and then I may do, I like to lay things out, you know, first. And then I may do 2 rusty bells here.
I couldn't tell by looking at it what that was.
They're rusty bells.
I see that.
And then 1 button here. And maybe just, well, I don't know. Let's see how big my star is. Yep, you can spend a lot of time just...
Karen Marie said, I've seen a photo. I have a set of Mr. and Mrs. Santas that belong to my grandparents.
Oh.
And their bodies seem to be made the same way. They're crushed and thick to fix them. The bottom was old Reader's Digest magazine.
Oh, that's cool. I had somebody else tell me today that they used to do it with old Reader's Digest magazines. I don't think we ever took Reader's Digest. And if we had, I probably wouldn't have been allowed to mess it up, cut it up. Okay. What was I looking for? My rusty stars. I think... But once you start playing, sometimes you can spend as long trying to figure out how you want to decorate it. Because you don't know really what it's going to look like until you get it made. I want that pop of red, but I have some little bitty rusty stars. Ed says I tend to overdo.
So she said I had to make something and show her how to do it, I could. I didn't say nothing yet.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want? Almost looks like a starfish on the button. I'm thinking. My thought was to do a bow up here, but this is too big, I think. I don't know. Can y'all see that? You turn it around. Can you see that bow? Maybe if I just do 2. It's really, you can't even tell it's that material really, because it just, but I was thinking like a floppy bow up there with the star in the middle of it. And I won't get a very good grade at making bows tonight because it's not cooperating with me. And you're down to 1. I've got some jute over here too, but I don't have jute anywhere else. Now I could wrap the trunk in jute. Let me get some of this jute. And this is where I just get real undecided. Y'all know with my wreaths, I hang them in the utility room for a few days and make up my mind. But I usually just play with something until it's the way I like it. And see, I think it's 2. We could put a little jute like that in between. See, he's like, no, that's too much. What do y'all think? Do you think the jute bow and just putting a little bit of jute on it? Little thin jute lining the material might be cute. I think I like that. Just like put it right at the edge of the material. What do y'all think? Y'all give me your opinions. I have some really thin jute, but it may be too thin. Do you like the jute as a garland?
Kim Marie said she wanted a big bow or star, and Miss Janet seems to think that the way you're doing it with a jute would be fine.
Do y'all like jute like this, like a garland, or or at the edge? I think I like it like that. Okay, let's back up for a second. I like the rusty stars and the bells.
Bow at the top. Garland with bow at the top.
Yeah, with the jute bow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So let's back up here. Get the star. Get that out of the way. Let me get it over here where I can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and get the bow on there. Ed, you can undo unplug the fabric glue gun. I don't think I'm going to be needing it anymore.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Because it's just, look at all the fabric glue that's laying there. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. Okay. Now, if I can remember what I had here. I had a star. And these are kind of indented, so you almost have to make sure you get the edge. I had a star at each end. Oh, shoot. That's my star at the top. You can always fix things. I thought, why is that star so much bigger than these other little ones?
You mixed them up.
I did. But you're not surprised, are you?
Hey, I want to stay out of trouble tonight. I'm not making any derogatory comments.
Now, like I said, I had the pattern for the little one, and you would do it the same way. I probably will make the little one maybe tonight or tomorrow and take a picture of it. But you would do it the same way you did this one. I just would cut wider so I could stuff it a little more. Okay, how do we have this? Did we have...
And Travis said, good idea.
Yeah. He knows who cooks his meals.
You know, silence is gold, and I'm always happy.
Okay. Is that the way I had that? I got glue everywhere. You're not always silent.
Probably should be.
Do y'all remember, I don't know if any of you have been on here, Carrie may have, when I first started, it's probably been a year ago, Ed would whisper in the background because he didn't want y'all to hear him. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue under this button where you can't see it, but it'll help hold that fabric down. Yeah, he's definitely come out of his shell. Now he tells me how to do something. Okay. All right. This one I think just had the star in the middle. And I think I messed it up again. No, maybe I had the bells. Maybe yeah, I had a button up here. No button on the middle one. We'll get it. And then I had this star in the center. Close to the center. And then I should have another bell. I got plenty of these little bells. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out this star. That's the only thing about these stars. They've got a hollow, not really hollow, but to get them to shape right, they're indented like that, and I'm not sure that'll catch enough of the star. We're going to see. Let me hold it up a minute. I think maybe it will. Okay, I'm going to turn it around for y'all to see in just a minute, but I haven't put the jute yet. Okay, so let me just get a little bit of jute. And we're going to put it right there and there. Sorry, y'all, I'm not talking a whole lot. I'm just thinking. But this is why I like to do it before I do one live. Because then I would have known, cut it bigger, and I would have known exactly what I wanted to do. But, you know, sometimes you can't do that. I would have stuff for sure all over the place. I'd have doubles of everything. Because most of this stuff I'm making, I'm not going to put in my Etsy shop. It's just going to be my decorations or my daughter's. Okay. And then you pretty much have to just kind of think about what you might want and have it available, because you don't know for sure. See, I thought this was going to be a pretty back, and now I've got all this other stuff on it, but I could put another piece over the back, and I would if I was selling it or something, but it's just for me, so I'm not.
If the girls don't take it.
And that's okay. I still have all the trees that I made last year to get out. And you know, I had a mantle full of trees last year. I think we were talking earlier, we're supposed to get a cold front. The same front that's keeping that hurricane away from us, Karen. It's coming in, I think, Friday afternoon. And our highs are just going to be in the 50s Saturday. So I'm excited. I said I may get to turn on my fireplace. I probably will also, I won't do it live tonight. Y'all are tired of this, I'm sure. I probably will wrap the base with jute also. But I won't do that tonight. Okay, I think this turned out pretty primitive. Pretty cute. I'll hold it up just a second. But
As Karen said, the hurricane will cool us off by Monday.
yeah, I think all next week we're supposed to be pretty cool.
Karen Marie said was in the 20s last night, where she was at.
Oh gosh, but now she's way up there. She's a Yankee. I can say that because I'm from Michigan. So I can remember when we first moved to Alabama. I was 10. And this one little boy in my class, I was 4th grade. And he used to just get right in my face and sing Yankee Go Home. And I'd cry. Okay, so that's kind of what we've ended up with. What do y'all think? Can you see it? And like I said, I will take this jute after the live. And I might even get creative and go all the way around the base of it. So I'll probably start up here and wrap this jute, wrap this like this.
Miss Karen says it's adorable.
So I'll probably wrap this whole base. And then I may even wrap it around here. Who knows? One day hot, one day cold. There's a joke in Texas, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes, it'll change. Sometimes it's like that, but it seems like we've had a lot of. Today was in the 80s. It wasn't super hot, but it was hot enough that you had to turn on the air conditioner. And I believe today, did you get another screenshot, Ed? If not, I need another one so that we have two. It was hot enough that the air conditioning kicked on. All right, now I probably tomorrow will take this little block and this little skewer and make a little tree.
Karen Hunter said they only have to wait 5 minutes. They'll have to wait 10 minutes.
Did you do a screenshot?
Yes.
Okay, so here we got the second screenshot. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, and you wouldn't even have to put it on, if you cut it and glued it and then turned it wrong side out where it was kind of a puffy tree, and I may do that to do something different. It will be thick enough that you could just take it. You wouldn't need the base. I could just take it and glue it onto this base. So I may do that. Where this one has the edges, this one may just be plain. We'll see. But if I did that, I would take it, put it together, turn it, wrong side out or whatever, and then just slide this up in it to give it some firmness. And I may not even put it on a skewer. But you can make little trees like this and keep the sharp point. Maybe don't put it in that. And you could put these down in plants. You could put them, down in arrangements and stuff. But it would be done the same way. Or else you could do where you didn't have the pinking edges. But anyway, that's our tree for tonight. I think all in all it turned out really cute. When you start out and you don't know for sure what you're going to do. I had brown buttons, beige buttons, and jute and little tags. You could even put a little tag on it that says, "Oh, Christmas tree." But I would have to grunge up the tag, so I'm going to probably finish this, and then I don't know. You could even hang a tag from down here that says, "Oh, Christmas tree." So, okay, so that was our little tree for tonight. About an hour. That's not bad. So I appreciate y'all hopping on, and hopefully you'll want to try this tree also. I think it turned out really cute. I love that material. Tomorrow night, I'm not sure what. I think I have 2 projects for you tomorrow night, and the reason being, both of them take a good bit of prep that I need to do ahead of time rather than you just sit here and watch me do the same thing over and over and over and over. So I think we can get 2 projects done tomorrow night, 2 trees.
Janice McWaters Percentage says, "I enjoyed it tonight and I'll be back tomorrow for sure."
Good. Thank you so much, Janice, and invite your friends. What I didn't tell you is if you sprinkle or if you share this live video on your page and Facebook tells me that you shared, your name goes in our blessing bag twice. We draw at the last day of the month, and I put a picture of the tiered tray. This month, I'm trying not to use the words they don't want you to use, but I'm gifting. We call it our thank you recognition. I giveaway. Might as well go ahead and say it. One gift a month at the end of the month, and we're going to do that at least through through December, and then we may change it and do something else. But if you share the video with your friends, then your name goes in the bag twice. So I appreciate y'all being on here, and
Karen said she'd watch as long as they have power. We're going
to pray. Yeah, we're going to pray for you, Karen, that it's just a really light hit. According to our weatherman, it probably would just turn into a hurricane about the time it hit land. So, but who knows? It does look like the ocean is very rough down there now. So, but just be safe. Just stay in, and hopefully you'll keep power. I will see y'all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for another tree. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.